Hello there, fellow humans, and welcome to World of Overpriced Scam. Now, because there is a new big bundle in the shop, and unfortunately there's also crates, but crates don't exist, okay? Crates don't exist, they've never been there, whatever. I'm talking about this one, because this one is a bit wonky. Now, obviously you get 3 tanks for it, which is nice. Now, what I wouldn't do at all is go down here and then buy either the Carnarvon or the Chimera on their own, because 10,000, it's not worth 10,000. I mean, it's very good, but no. It was sold for 7,500 before, so if you want to overpay, you do that, sure. It's an amazing tank, so you are going to overpay, though, if you buy it this way. The Carnarvon Action X, no. It's not, no. It used to be good a while ago, but now the regular Carnarvon is better. So basically, if you enrich the regular Carnarvon, then you're probably gonna get more credits. I mean, only do that if it's discounted, though, obviously, because enrichment is overpriced as hell. Now, what I'm gonna do, though, instead, is I'm gonna look at this triple bundle here, because this one, no, I wouldn't get the double bundle with the Action X and the Chimera, because, you know, you kind of, nah. You gotta have something in there that makes it worth it. And that's an extra 5,000 gold for an extra amazing tank, and that's the Centurion Mark 5-1. Before we play the tanks, let's have a quick look at the stats. Obviously, you can't really compare them directly. Now, the Carnarvon has the highest DPM, but it also has the lowest alpha damage, and that low alpha damage as a heavy tank, it's just not going to work. The Chimera is basically the best to rate medium in the game, so it is worth it for a reasonable price. You're still overpaying, though, if you pay the 10,000 gold on its own. So, that is not great. In terms of the accuracy, the Centurion, that's where this one shines. It's really good at that. It only has 190 alpha damage as well, but it is quite mobile for a big boy like this. It also is excellent at being held down, unlike the Carnarvon, which you can just pen through the turret. And the same with the Chimera. The Chimera, though, has a problem of that the frontal turret armor isn't really that amazing. So there is that, and now you can already see it down here that the Carnarvon Action X, even though it's a heavy tank, which means it's easier to play most of the time, it performs worse. So, yeah, about that. Anyway, let's play all 3 of them, and let's find out whether all 3 of them together are worth the 22,000 gold. Well, let's get into the first game here with the Centurion 5-1, because I think this is the one that I'm the most conflicted about, I'd say, because obviously the other 2, it's relatively straightforward. But with this one, I'm not that sure. It is a good tank, obviously, overall. And it can definitely be worth it, obviously. However, it just only has 190 alpha damage, which for a heavy tank is completely unacceptable. But for a medium tank, it can work if you know what you're doing. It's very good at playing hold down. So if you're in a position like this, then it is going to be very hard for the enemy to do something against you. And that's what you need. Obviously, you need to get more shots than your enemies because you have less alpha damage than all of them, which is obviously quite hard to do sometimes. However, if you get yourself in a good position where you can pull it off, where you can use the absolutely excellent turret and gun depression in a situation like this, then that gun is going to absolutely work beautifully. Now, the DPM is nowhere near that high as a Action X, but it is definitely a better tank, and we'll get into why soon. Okay, now, guy over there, don't matter. And that's Bolsic. I'm not a friend of him. Not a fan either. But, gonna have to try and avoid that for now. That's 7. Nope, that's 5. Now that... I7 would have been a bit too much there. Ouch. Thanks, Bolsic. Appreciate it. But, I mean, you can see the main problem with this tank already. You know, I've already shot like 20 times, yet I've only done 1,000 damage. So, that is the biggest downside of this vehicle. It's just... the damage output isn't really that big. And it does need quite a lot of time to do damage. Which is the one downside of this tank. Because at everything else, it's great at. You know, the mobility is good. It has 10 degrees of gun depression, which is absolutely lovely. And it also has, besides the alpha damage, a very good gun. With 10 degrees of gun depression and very good accuracy. So, there is that. It is not that easy to play, though. It's the biggest downside of this thing. He's going to shoot at me, isn't he? Of course he is. Of course he's shooting at me. Okay. Gonna have to disappear and try to go for that IS-5 now. Let's see what we can do. Would be very nice to get some more damage on this guy. Ideally. But that is ideally how this tank is working. You know, you don't want to be the one shot at because you don't have alpha damage, so oops. Is he aiming at me? I don't think he is. Yeah, that'll do. He is aiming at me, but he missed. Well done. Good job, man. Good job. Oh, can't hit him. Damn it. Well, he's gonna die. Now it just depends whether can I get there fast enough. And is he gonna? Okay. All right. Bold play, Bolsig. Bold play, right there. Tiger's gonna shoot him. And a cheat. Yes. Beautiful. Nice. Okay, guys. This is how World of Tanks Blitz videos are not made. You know, when you have 4 people that are on the shit side of the map and they can't play the game, and you're just trying to make a video in a good tank, but the team doesn't let you because they're dumb. I give up. Anyway, this is gonna be it. This is gonna have to be it. I hope they don't go all the way over there at least. But yeah, they have 3. We have 3. It should be fine. This is pretty much the best tier 8 medium tank in the game. Said that 5 times already, but you didn't hear that. But anyway, now it's pain time for the enemy. Hello. How does it feel to get 550 damage? 450. Can't even count anymore. That's what this game does to me, guys. That's what this game does to me. So subscribe to my second channel. I do other games on that channel, and that allows me to stay somewhat sane. Link in the description, obviously. But yeah, Chimera, best tier 8 medium in the game. It has amazing gun depression, has an amazing alpha damage. It only has 2000 DPM, but everything else would make it a bit too much. The third armor is quite weak, so you have to watch out for that. You know, try to keep it moving when you peek, because that's the easiest way to avoid getting shot at. You know, obviously, skill is always your best armor, and accuracy is your worst enemy, basically. Now, there's a Jet Panther and a skilled player. That's what we call a decoy, as in it's hit points, but it's just hit points. There is AFK players, you know, AFK, away from keyboard, and then there's AFB players, away from brain. That is what this AFV is currently doing. So I hope he does have his brain returned to him soon enough. That would be very nice for his team in this case, but not that nice for ours, but yeah. Now, should be quite easy. Obviously, as you can see, they pretty much went to the wrong side. They're in the city and we're winning. Yeah, we're winning. That's how this game works most of the time. Obviously, not every game is like that, but most games, I'd say 65 to 70% of the time, if you go city, you lose. Which, again, doesn't sound that big, but that is a difference between 40% win rate and 65. So, yeah, it is quite a lot. So, try to go to the good side of the map, which most of the time is not the city. There are exceptions, like Winter Malinovka, for example. But on most maps, going to the heavy tank side, that is a bad idea. Like this team, as you can see. They're getting wrecked, which is beautiful. Yeah, as with that accuracy being your worst enemy, I did mean that. Yeah, I'm going to try to go for the 53 here. Take another big damage shot, ideally. And try to kill him into the turret. And beautiful. That's the Chimera for you. Finally. Gee, this took way too long. Alright, now we get to the last one, which is the Action X, which is absolutely not worth buying. I mean, it's a decent tank, but it's not worth buying whatsoever. Because, I mean, the regular Carnarvon is better than this one. And while you might assume 3000 DPM, amazing tank, that is simply not the case, because this is a heavy tank, and heavies are not about DPM most of the time. They're about alpha damage. And with 190 alpha damage, you can't trade at all. So you're always on the back foot in some form, which is not going to go well for you. And obviously, with only 180 alpha damage, the credit making is also a bit impacted, because you got to shoot a lot more. No. Okay, now, this time, luckily, the team has gone to the correct side of the map, which is very nice to see. And that guy is going to die, which is also nice to see for the enemy team. It's going to die to the LT, probably. Oh, hello. 200. Damn, I feel like a tier 7 light tank or something like that with this thing. Not like a proper heavy tank. Look at that damage. But, yep, stay... And the thing is, the armor doesn't really exist either. There isn't much there. there isn't really much there. It's not like a KV-5, which is just impenetrable from a lot of tanks. This thing's just very, very easy to pen, even when hold down to the turret. And now, when that KV-5 would actually pen me, instead of not aiming, it would be quite easy for him to just kill me. But, you know, in the end, skill is better than tank stats. So that does come in handy, I say. And he's dead. Beautiful. And there's another Action X. It's a big black Action X. Well, not really. It's no big black conch. But I mean, the Super Conqueror in the shop as well. I made a video about that a couple of months ago. I'm not going to do one again. So check that out. Holy, that was fast. That was insanely fast. GG team. That is nice. That is nice. But this thing, decent tank, not worth it on its own. However, and that is where the conclusion of this video comes in. And that's why it's actually favorable. That was a quite short game. Still 2,000 damage though. This bundle, I think if you can afford it, if you want 3 different premium tanks, like basically if you buy these 3 premium tanks and you enjoy all 3 of them, you'll never have to buy any premiums ever again. Basically. So if you can afford them, if you want them, then I would say it is a good bundle and it is definitely can be worth getting. Obviously only if you can afford it and if you want it. So with that said, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Goodbye.